All right, hello tube dwellers and Arcanauts alike, and welcome to the live stream. Brown, Bryant, Zerklajerk, and Deadpool, welcome, welcome, welcome. Nice to see everybody around. Okay, as always, we'll wait until everybody's sort of arrived, settled in, loaded up, and all that good stuff, and then we'll jump into the actual stuff that we need to be doing. The lab card tests, the tournament prize announcement, and because I forgot to do it on Sunday, I have a whole list of names here that we're going to pull out of a hat so that everyone knows who they're bracketed against in the tournament this weekend. Shock, shock, horror, horror. Okay, so first of all, just going to make sure we've got everything loaded up and ready. Yep, good. All right, so we have the announcements just to quickly go through. Nothing sort of massive in terms of sort of content on the patch this week, but what is there? Very good stuff. Yeah, as Ashcroft has pointed out, EXT cards are finally tradable. As you can see on the screen here, if I open up something like this, hey, we can now register them in our personal shop. We can trade them to friends. We can do what we want with them, which is just, yes, finally. I've been saying for months, you know, TCG, right? Trading card game. And DevCat decided to create a whole generation of cards that can't be traded. It was weird. But now they are tradable. Yes! Fantastic. James, sup? Welcome to the stream. Nice to have you. Yes. So, the EXT cards being tradable is fantastic. The condition for acquiring the Old Man hero has now been changed as well. It used to be that you had to do 2 Mastery Duel fights in the Soul Link thing. I was going to say arena, but it's not really an arena. But you had to do 2 Mastery fights in the Soul Link thing. Now it's just 2 fights in the Mastery arena. Win or lose, you'll be able to get the Old Man. Tishna, hello, welcome to the stream. Nice to have you. So that's nice as well. The Old Man is now much easier to access. I mean, he's pointless anyway, but yeah, if that had been the condition on Sunday, more people could have fought in that round 1 fight of ours. Icon image of Blin Drill Robogoblin has changed. I don't think anybody's really too bothered, or has even particularly noticed. And what else? Yes, issue with Watcher of the Forest Genie's been fixed, Dante's been fixed, or Peria. Snake Tamer Nicholas's special ability now affects the Habu Snake, which is okay. Martin Warlords, yes, thank you so much. Lab testing means Majin 2 now with waifu, just getting them all out there, I imagine. Good, excellent. Archangel Nicoroa is no longer bugged as well. She had a thing where if her ability was sealed, it was not technically sealed. So even if you killed her, your opponent still couldn't actually be beaten. That's been fixed, which is nice. Assistant Dana will no longer be put in the cutting box when Magician Masterfield's ability gets sealed, which is nice. And then a couple of other things. Truth-seeking, profit-affecting Taukaka, nobody cares. And Anna Reboare Mukorin no longer summons cards that are currently being tested. Again, nobody cares. It's a useless card. And then finally, the issue with Alban Eiler's ability on a hero's HP is now fixed, which is great, except nobody knows who Alban Eiler is. So, I have a gift box and stocking. Please sell them. Oh yeah, I do. I have a gift box and I have a stocking. Brown. Yeah, sure, I guess I can pass you. I mean, I have like 23 of the gift boxes. I never gave them away for some reason. I only have 2 stockings, but I suppose I can pass you one. Remind me after the live stream. Get in touch with me on Discord. I'll pass them your way. Okay, so that's it for the patch notes. Not really anything, not really a lot in terms of content, but very high in terms of quality. EXT cards tradable. Yosh. Neon, hello, welcome to the stream. In terms of the event, it's actually not too bad this time around. You got Witch Bonoba is the current SE card. Not brilliant in terms of an actual card to play. She's not bad, but she's not amazing. But her card art is pretty cool. And then Barbarian Queen Shasha is pretty cool as well. Looks like the bear's eating her head, but apart from that, pretty awesome. Majin, is it alright if you just listen? A little busy too. Yeah, by all means, hang out, listen. We're not going to be doing anything, we're not going to be doing any sub-battles today. It's just going to be looking at the lab, talking about the tournament, and going over the new tournament prize announcement. So everybody please hang around for that. What are we saying? Yeah, so the SE cards are out. They're pretty cool. People seem to really like the Bonobo stuff, which is nice. The spring event arena is just an event arena. Not really any point in doing it unless you're bored of normal PvP and you want something a little bit different. And then the challenges are pretty cool. Brian, yes, there's generally more people on the YouTube side just because that's where most of the subscribers get the notification from. But I do advise hanging out on Twitch if possible. It's a more stable platform. And you can see what everybody is saying on the screen right there. So yeah, we got some decent challenges. Nature Mermaid Size, which is, it's fine. Cobalt Ranger Green can appear, but it's not bad, honestly. Buy a booster 3 times, you get the Nature Mermaid Size. Buy a booster 10 times, Cobalt Ranger Green. 20 times will get you the Dragon's Guardian Special Edition. 30 times will get you Wanderer Remiel. 40 times will get you the Bonoba Special Edition Hero Skin, and 50 times will get you Scholar Petrarca. So you're going to need anywhere between 1,000 and 1,500 gems in order to get all of those. But honestly, get up to Wanderer Remiel, and then don't worry about getting beyond that, really. Wanderer Remiel is a really good one there. The Bonoba skin is obviously just, gravy. It's just cosmetic. And Scholar Petrarca is not basically the only good SIH card, which is Beatrice. So if you don't get them, don't feel bad about it. In terms of the hero skin, if anybody wants to see it, who has not already picked it up, not you, Scamcat, you are not wearing the Bonoba skin. No, thank you. Welcome to the stream, Galimir. Nice to see you. So this is the new Bonobo skin. It's pretty cool. I quite like it. I have to say, I do prefer this one for Bonobo. I think this is still my favorite Bonobo skin, but this is not bad either. And people seem to really dig her hair color in this one. I don't know why they're focusing on the hair color, but hey, whatever makes you happy, right? So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Daniel, hello. Welcome, welcome. All right, so... the lab is actually showing up now. Good. It wasn't showing up earlier. Let's jump into the lab and take a look at some of these new cards. The new one is so awesome. The new skin. Yeah, a lot of people like it. I prefer the other one. I prefer the one from Halloween personally, but the new one is very cool as well. Oh no, I've been knocked out of first place. Who took it back? Ooh, Stefano took it from me. Shocking. Shocking. Alright, so let's take a look. For everybody who doesn't know how to get in and see the new cards, basically you go into the lab like that, you go into this arena, you register a deck, any deck, click Change Registered Deck. Then you go up into the filter and select Show Only Test Cards, and that'll show up all of the new test cards. Tishna, hola, welcome to the live stream. So here are the new cards. Now, before everybody starts freaking out about some of the cost and some of the stats on these cards, be aware the lab currently is, it's either glitching out or they haven't quite decided what they want various costs and things to be yet. We had this happen once before where everything cost 1 resource if it's relevant color. They generally get it fixed within 24 to 48 hours. Isn't it? You wish Elisa's got new skins. Yeah, yeah, she's more fun. Deadpool bugged. Yeah, I'm not sure whether it's bugged or whether they just haven't decided what they want the resource costs to be. And I'm assuming that most of these will have abilities, because you can see, you know, Bullfighter no ability, Alberto no ability, Tiziana no ability, Wealthy Man no ability, Kadir Slave Market no ability, King's Tomb expansion no ability, Triss no ability. I'm assuming all of these will have abilities, especially this one because it's a spell card and it doesn't do anything right now. So. Whether it's a bug, whether it's some sort of uploading issue, whether it's a glitch, or whether they literally just don't know what they want these cards to do yet, and they've just uploaded the art, we don't know. But don't freak out about it. People have been freaking out in particular about the Incubus, 1 cost, it's a vampire equivalency. Don't panic. He will not cost 1 darkness resource when the actual card is released. He probably won't cost 1 resource tomorrow when they get that sorted out. They have related cards, so there is an effect already, it's just bugged. Yeah, well, as I say, I'm not sure if it's bugged or what they're doing with it, because they didn't admit to it being bugged the last time this happened. They just sort of went, well, no, and it's fixed now. But yeah, I mean, Trist, for example, has nothing. It literally has nothing. There's no related card, there's no nothing there. It's a completely blank card. So these are not what is going to be released. Margin, is this a reference to a merchant of Venice in Mabinogi with all these Italian names, considering it's Kadir, it's Incubus, the male counterpart of... Yeah, let's Incubus. It's less likely to be a reference to Merchant of Venice and more likely to just be a reference to the Renaissance period in Italy, honestly. They've been doing... the majority of the SIH cards have been sort of stories in history. And a lot of them have been focused, well, all of them have been stories in history, but the majority of them have been focusing on Italians. So I think they're just kind of in that sort of vein right now. You'll notice that there's almost some Assassin's Creed kind of elements working their way in there as well. It's quite interesting. Whippy, mere graphic card, yeah. So... whatever the cost of these cards is, do not accept that as being the final cost. Now, a couple of them probably will be the same. Executioner Emil Navashu will probably be 6 resources, 6, 7, 8. Same thing for the Master Templar Materio, probably will be 7, 8, and 9, because he's incredibly powerful. I'm not sure about Piole. Probably will be 4 given his ability, but it'll be interesting to see because he does deal 11 damage on front, and 11 damage for 6 cost that then rebounds back into your hand and refunds its cost. Francesco, Steve Rogers, you made it with just 10 minutes late. Good, excellent. And of course, there's the Ultimate Wave of Life, which obviously is going to have the same effect and cost. Yeah. Okay, so in terms of the actual cards, most of them, as I say, are basically just cards like this, no effects applied, so we can basically ignore those for now. But some of them do have their effect, not their right cost, but they do have their effect, so we'll look at those. First of all, Golden Garden Apple Tree, which will probably be like a 3 or a 4 cost card, honestly, given the cost of the last release. If you have 4 or more gold at the beginning of a turn, it will summon another Golden Garden creature. And that can be the Golden Garden Cat, the Golden Garden Eagle, the Golden Garden Fairy. Those are the only 3 that it summoned for me so far. Those are the only 3 listed in the related thing. So we assume that's all. It's not bad. I should mention the stats almost certainly aren't going to be what is released at the end either. 3 and 4 for some reason is DevCat's go-to default. That seems to be what they're coding default stats to. So 3 and 4 probably not. Imagine synergy with cats. The Golden Garden Apple Tree could be. Again, depends on what the cost is. The cost will probably be around 3 or 4 mana. The stats will almost certainly be 0 attack. And you can expect, let's say, 6 or 7 or 8 HP, probably, given how they've structured the last release. But that's just a guess on my part. But I highly doubt it will have an attack value, certainly. So yeah, that's interesting, certainly. The reliance on 4 or more gold for it to do literally anything, and the fact that it needs to survive an entire turn, bit concerning. It does turn it into a threat that somebody will need to use a removal spell on. But in terms of availability, I don't know. It's not... It could be, basically it depends on its cost. If it's a 3 cost card, then it'll be a good card. If it's a 4 cost card, then probably not. You're probably better off just packing whatever Golden Garden animal you want. If it's any more than 4 at level 1, then it'll be trashed here. Imagine the HP needs to buff something is too vulnerable in your opinion. Yeah, well, as I say, these stats are not going to be what the actual stats are at the end. For some reason, 3 attack and 4 HP is what DevCat's system seems to make the default. So most of these cards have 3 and 4. As you can see, Bullfighter has 3-4, Alberto has 3-4, Ziana has 3-4, 3-4, 3-4. There's another 3-4 in there, the Enigma Palace Stairs, 3-4. And if you see 3 attack and 4 HP, assume that is not the actual stat of the card. So yeah, quite interesting on that one. Next up is the Golden Garden Fairy. Fairies, generally useless. The stats on this one I'm pretty much assuming is going to be 1 resource and then 3 attack and 1 HP, something like that, because the fairies are always like that. If you have 4 or more gold at the end of a turn, it has a 95% chance of moving to another empty slot and giving you 2 nature, which is fine, I suppose. The fact that it happens at the end of a turn is very good. Don't get me wrong, end of turn abilities are always stronger than beginning of the turn abilities, but it means that if you're going to be using this card, you have to use a gold mana nature deck. Otherwise, the effect won't activate. She's mana, she relies on gold to activate her ability, and her activated ability gives you nature. So, very restricted deck coloration for the Golden Garden Fairy. Nevertheless, could be good. If she stays at a 1 cost, then she could be very good, because it can give you an immediate buff to nature, but it remains to be seen. The problem is, as you can see, she gets worse as time goes on. So 4, 5, and 6 gold or more, but she doesn't give you any more nature. It's always just +2 at every level. So Golden Garden Fairy, no idea really how that's going to work out. Really completely depends on her cost. Okay, up next is one of my favorites, Court Secretary Veronica. Almost certainly not the correct stats, 4, 4, and 4. It's too even. DevCat generally doesn't go for, even numbers like that. It's weird. Fairy could have a good mutant. Yeah, absolutely could have a good mutant. Yeah, like a nature fairy would basically pay for its own cost. If its HP was fine, then great. Byron, the HP is good as it is. Yeah, but it's a fairy, and fairies always have bad HP, so I assume her HP is going to be dropped. Or force it with a dark mutant. Well, yeah, I mean, well, then you've still got dark gold, and nature would be your forced restriction. And dark mutant would arguably be worse, because then even if her HP was good, she could be removed easier with a holy missile. So, Court Secretary Veronica. I really, really like Court Secretary Veronica. Don't play her at level 1, play her at level 2 if you have to, but save her for level 3 if you can, because, as you can see, at level 3, she'll start out with 1 energy, and she will gain 3 energy when any creature is summoned, and if her energy is 4 or more at the end of a turn, which is beautiful, she will summon Veronica's history book. So all you need to do is play her, play another creature like a share or something, doesn't matter, 1-cost creature card at level 3, and then she will create the Veronica's history book, which at level 3 will summon a SIH season card every 2 turns, but because it accounts for the turn that it's summoned, basically the book will appear at the end of the turn. The next turn it will be almost ready to go, and then the turn after that it will activate and cast its spell, and the SIH season card will be revealed. So it's very, very quick to bring an SIH season card out onto the field. Your opponent only has 2 shots basically at killing it, and Veronica will summon a new book at the end of every single one of her turns. Her energy never decreases. Tabithia, maybe she can work with Persona Diva. Who? Veronica? You don't need her. Don't need her to work with Diva. Is at level 3, it's really, really easy to get her up, her energy up. Her energy does not decrease. It will always stay level and then just keep growing. So at level 3, it's really, really easy to get her to just summon book. Now, again, the books at the moment have 3 and 4 attack and HP, but assume that the books will not have an attack value when the card is actually released. It probably won't. Nevertheless, you can mix it with an attack booster if you want to. Phantom of the Wolf, like a nature Phantom of the Wolf, would be pretty interesting alongside that. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. Now, none of these cards, I should mention, are like OP, blow you out of the water. At least they're not going to be when they get their proper cost. So when I say these particular cards are my favorites, what I mean is that these are the cards I've been enjoying the most in Lab. They're not necessarily going to take the meta by storm, but they're a lot of fun. And then again, we've got a lot of cards that don't have anything attached to them, seeing more spells that have nothing, more poacher cards and swords that don't really do anything. The sword is probably correct, actually. Maybe not the cost, maybe. But the stats are probably correct for that sword, actually. Nicholas's pipe, you know, guess, I suppose. Kadir's cat is one that does have its ability, though. If an ally is in the center slot at the end of the turn, your least abundant resource goes up by 1. Now, that doesn't change according to level. It's always just least abundant resource plus 1 while there is anybody in the center slot. So I'm not sure what kind of deck the Kadir's cat would fit into currently, assuming that its stats and its resource cost is wrong at the moment. Kadir's cat looks just like being a worse version of the Golden Garden cat. But who knows? If they keep the stats and the resources for some reason the same, then it could actually be very good. Margin, you're sure one of these developing abilities is hiding something powerful? Yeah, probably. Deadpool, since the game is going to be taken down at the end of the month, they won't bother adding effects to them. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. And then again, we've got a lot of cards here that don't do anything, no related cards, no proper things. And then we've got the Country Nobleman. Again, resource cost and stats are wrong, they're incorrect, but its ability does look like it's going to be... This is the way it's going to be. If its rarity is higher than that of the creature in front of it, it sends the creature in front away toward the furthest empty slot. If it's lower, it moves away to the furthest empty slot. I'm not really sure what the point is here. If the country nobleman moved a card to a specific location, like if its rarity is higher than the creature in front of it, it sends it to the furthest left, and if it's lower, it moves it to the furthest right or something like that, then that could be valuable because it would turn it into a little mistletoe effect. But sending an enemy away to a random slot, I don't know, seems odd. Unless it gets really, really good stats. If it gets really good stats, then I can see the value in pushing an enemy creature out of its way. But still a bit weird. Still a bit weird. Francesco, you're here. What have you lost? We're just going through the CGC cards, the new lab cards. Most of them haven't been properly updated yet, but we're going through the ones that have. Ennoblement looks like it's going to be very cool. Really nice art, but we've got no idea what the effect is. Drinking Bet looks like a lot of fun. Probably not going to be anything good. The last drinking card they had turned out to be awful. Family War, probably a reskin of Internal Conflict. Probably, like a light version of it. Did I say when the new CGC cards are released, it's important because you can buy the gems? The new CGC cards are released, this lot are probably going to be released in 2 weeks. That's how long the lab usually lasts for. 14 days the cards are in the lab, and then the next batch is released. Vengeful Knife, probably correct cost and stats, given that I think that's what it was in the last lab round. So a 1-cost dark card for a 2/2/2. Not much point, really. Skeleton is better. So. Incubus, which is another vampire card. Let's open that up. So decreases the by 4, 6, and 8 HP of nearby opponents. He says nearby opponents, but what it seems to mean is the opponent in front of it. I've tried placing it on, like next to creatures, but it only seems to drain the HP of the creature that's in front of it. So, Thras, hello, welcome to the stream. So it'll drain the HP of the opponent in front. And his HP will not fall below 0 if there is an opponent creature with 4 or lower HP on the opponent's battlefield, and that's important. It says if there is a creature with 4 or lower HP on the opponent's battlefield, on the opponent's battlefield, yeah. So it has to be an enemy creature, and they have to have 4 or less HP at every level. So I assume he's going to be like a couple resources more expensive than the normal vampire, in which case maybe he'll be okay. It's tricky, honestly. I don't really think he's going to prove to be that powerful. The problem with the whole his HP does not fall below 1 if there is an opponent's creature with 4 or lower HP, blah blah blah, is that's very hard to moderate. Apart from anything else, generally if your opponent has a creature with 4 or less HP on the field, that creature is about to die. And you're not going to leave a creature out on the battlefield just so that Incubus can't be killed by a damage spell. And it means that he's still vulnerable to any transformations, drag to hells, captures, betrayals, all of the normal stuff that all these guys are vulnerable to. So, interesting idea, but I think people are probably just going to stick with the normal vampire and shadow vampire, honestly. Taras, do I happen to know any way you can reach out to Shinster? You can probably find him on the unofficial Mabinogi forums. I know that Sickert keeps talking about him, so I assume he's over there. Try that. I don't know, I don't really hang out there anymore. Shoutbox got a little negative for me. Charging Bull, nothing. Kadir's Torturer, nothing. End of the Argument, which sounds very fun, nothing. Coventicle, which sounds amazing, but nothing on that one. Witch Hunt also sounds amazing. Almost certainly going to be some sort of anti-witch thing, so we might see this become an anti-Xena card. That would be pretty cool. Imagine maybe Petrify. Yeah, maybe one of these would be Petrify. Yeah. Then we have Hunter Piolet. I'll open up the help. 4, 5, 6 cost. His attack's not bad. His HP is pretty terrible, but that's okay because apparently what you're going to be using him for is as a yo-yo removal spell. So you spend 4, 5, and 6 to deal 4, 7, and 11 damage on the creature in front of him, and he will return to the hand upon successfully killing the creature with its ability. So whenever a creature returns to the hand, it will refund its cost. So what that means is that Hunter Piole can turn into a 6-cost removal spell that deals 11 damage and will refund its own cost if the damage kills the creature. So interesting. Pretty interesting, because it means that you can drop him in front of an enemy creature. The enemy creature will die. Hunter Piole will refund its cost and come back into your hand, and then you just play something else. Or just keep playing Piole. If you're at level 3 and your opponent has 3 creatures who have 11 HP or less, you can just throw them out 3 times for 0 cost, effectively. I think we're going to see some problems with that card, if that is how it works. Francesco, DevCat, if you nerf Incubus... they're not going to nerf Incubus because Incubus's stats are wrong at the moment. Everything, well, almost everything costs 1 resource, as you can see, which is wrong. Almost everything has 3 attack and 4 HP, which is wrong. So in the next 24 to 48 hours, these cards will be changed. Their cost and their attack and defense will be updated sometime in the next 24 to 48 hours. So yeah, Hunter Piole, I suspect if any of these cards are going to be meta-defining, it's going to be that guy. A free removal spell. Neon, just look around for now. Your internet's having problems. Oh, that's a shame. Sorry to hear that. Okay, next up is Executioner Emil Navashu, who was actually in the last lab. They did not bring him out with the last CGC release for some reason. So I don't know why, but he's back. So he's pretty interesting. You play him, he's expensive. I'll just pop this open. He's expensive, as you can see, 6, 7, and 8. His attack's okay, but not great, 4, 5, and 6. His HP is okay. He meets HP breakpoints at level 1, but that's irrelevant because you're never going to spend a 6-cost card at level 1 anyway. He does not meet HP breakpoints at level 3, and he meets some HP breakpoints at level 2. So he will kill at the end of a turn, which is really, really good. He will kill 1 creature with 4, 8, or 12 less HP on the opponent's battlefield, and if that effect activates, if he does kill the creature, then he will turn into Emil Navashu on the Guillotine, who gets a much better attack value at 5, 7, and 8, gets slightly worse HP, again, meets some breakpoints, doesn't meet others, and then he will return to Executioner Emil Navashu after 2 turns and will kill all creatures, including your own, with 16 or less HP. Weirdly, and we can actually get the full version of that because it's a related card. Weirdly, Emil Navashu normal version is almost better than his transformed version. But, yeah. Twitch runs smoother, yeah. Probably better to watch on Twitch if the internet is slow. Yes. Yeah. Twitch is just the more stable platform. If you guys are watching on YouTube and you're having any troubles whatsoever, or even if you're not, I do kind of advise moving on to Twitch. This guy's savage. Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. And it does activate at the end of a turn, and he will kill a creature with 12 or less HP. So, powerful removal. He's basically a transforming variant of the Taylor Miss Shelley. So rather than summoning a zombie, he will transform himself. Interesting. I don't see him being too popular because his transformed version's ability is not actually good. Nevertheless, he is a fun card, and that initial ability of being able to remove anybody with 12 or less HP at the end of the turn, that is actually phenomenal. People might put him in there just for that, and then they don't care if the Navashu on the Guillotine version gets murdered. Tishne, Stranger, you're facing buffering as well, are you? That's strange. Well, I'm keeping an eye on my bitrate upload. It's at 2800, so it should be fine. Try Twitch. YouTube's just not very good at live streaming, unfortunately. Martin, you still prefer Scathach somewhat, though? Yeah, Scathach is more solid than these guys so far, absolutely. We have the Succubus Queen Lilith again. I mean, the 8 cost is probably correct. The stats are not correct, and you know she will have an ability. And then the Ultimate Wave of Life, which everybody knows. And then the last card that we're looking at is the Master Templar Materio, which is one of my favorite cards. He's really, really solid. His description is not quite correct. So, he costs 7, 8, and 9, which is very expensive. And his attack is 3, 5, and 7, which is okay. And his HP is 4, 7, and 10, which is really, really, really low. However, Imagine you called it 5 streams ago. What did you call 5 streams ago? So, yes, alright. So, summons a sword creature in the center slot every turn. Now, this is correct, but it's also slightly misleading. He will summon a sword creature in the center slot every turn. However, he will also summon a sword creature in the center slot as soon as you play this card. And this is what makes him incredibly powerful. So, if it is targeted by a spell, another sword creature becomes a spell's target instead, which is very good. It can't be hit by targeted spells. At the end of a turn, he will deal 10, 13, or 16 damage to every creature on your opponent's battlefield at the cost of a friendly sword creature. So you play him, he summons a sword creature into the center slot, and then at the end of the turn he kills that sword and immediately deals, at level 3, 16 damage to every single creature on your opponent's side of the field. If he can survive until the next turn, he will immediately summon another sword, and he'll do it again. And you can also partner him up with your own swords. If you drop down a flying sword, or a Kadir's flying sword, or a rusty sword, or a vengeful blade, or a spirit of the sword, Materio will interact with those swords as well. So he might kill one of them, but the one that he summoned, or the other one, will stay alive, and he becomes invulnerable to targeted removal. Very, very powerful. Very vulnerable still to area of effect removals, and vulnerable obviously to untargeted removals like command hunting, but nevertheless, I mean, you play that guy and you get a guaranteed 16 damage area of effect attack on every single creature on your opponent's battlefield. It's nice. It's nice. The Succubus Queen, imagine you called it. Okay. Francesco, no problem. Tabithia, number 13 on steroids. Yeah, he is, basically. He's number 13, just jacked up. Cost, obviously, is like double what number 13 used to be, but very powerful area of effect removal. Sayabad, why can't you open your Mabinogi app? I don't know. What error message are you getting? Ethne sounds broken. Is not broken because of his HP and his cost. He's very, very expensive, and he will be easy to remove. If you're going to use Materio, you are also going to need to run some form of counterspell. Margin, do those swords work well with that mana unit that uses a sword to attack altogether? That's number 13. And yeah, they would synergize. You could drop him and number 13 at the same time. That would be extremely expensive, but you could do it, sure. You called the Succubus Queen back when you're trying to do the Succubus. Yeah, okay. So in terms of cards that I have had most fun with, climbing up in the lab with, Materio, this guy here, and Court Scholar Veronica, this girl here. In terms of card that I think is going to be meta-defining, if I had to guess, and bear in mind that 50% of these cards don't have their effects yet, I'd have to say it was probably going to be Hunter PLA. Potentially free removal spell. That's a little too good. That's a little too good. Ethne, can it get hit by a capture or a betrayal? You mean the Materio? No. If any targeted spell will bounce to another sword. Now, bear in mind that if you want Materio to have a sword around, then you are going to have to summon Materio and also have 2 swords out on the field. The sword that Materio summons and 1 extra sword, because Materio will kill one of those swords at the end of the turn. So play Materio and then play another sword. He will summon another sword and then he's defended from captures and betrayals and things. Imagine you hope she is powerful. Hashtag Succubus Queen meta. That would be nice, but all of the Succubuses since the beginning, since G1, have all been pretty useless. So don't get your hopes up too much. Nip Nip still has more defense than Mermaid size. Who does? Materio? The stats probably aren't correct. I will be interested to see what his stats turn out to be. If his HP remains more or less where it is, not meeting HP breakpoints, and yeah, that's probably fine. Because I like him, I would like to see his HP take a big boost, but not sure. I suspect that they might feel that would make him too powerful if he met HP breakpoints. I hope he does, because it's a very interesting card, but you never know. Incidentally, these are the swords so far that he will interact with. Flying Sword, Spirit of the Sword, and Kadir's Flying Sword. Once these are released and patched up, he will also interact with Rusty Flying Sword, and there's another sword in here somewhere, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember. Oh, my deck was just used to beat somebody. Hooray. And it will almost certainly interact with the Vengeful Knife as well, because that does appear to be one of the sword creatures. Francesco, Incubus, wow, the best. Well, yeah, except his cost is wrong and his stats are wrong. That will be changed. None of this is correct. It's all a bug or a glitch or something. Imagine him before she transforms all succubuses on the field. That would be interesting. Or she's like Class and she summons a succubus and then transforms it. Yeah, 5-star after. Yeah, I mean, true. She could be good. She could be good. We've had useless 5 stars before. Arguably, most of the 5 stars currently are pretty useless. But you never know. She could be good. That would be nice if she was. I would like to see the succubuses have a chance to shine, because it's a really interesting effect that just doesn't get the option of activating very often. Cowpesh got you thinking. If your battlefield is full and someone casts a spell, he won't be able to summon another sword, so what will happen? I'm not sure what you mean, Cowpesh. He doesn't summon swords when somebody casts a spell. It's like Mean Mage Lily with her alpacas. If there is a sword on the field, the spell will be redirected to the sword. If there are no swords on the field, then nothing happens. He just gets hit by the spell. He can't redirect it. Tishna, Twitch is running better. Good. Yeah, it's a better live streaming platform. Materio only summons swords at the beginning of the turn and when he is summoned. He doesn't summon swords in reaction to spells. Which is balanced. You know, you don't want him. So he's not one of the archmages. Margin, blah, and put Nerva if she synergizes with the Succubus transformation. Voila, man, you're right for that. Yeah, you've built it up so high in your head, dude. It's never going to live up to your expectations. But yeah, I mean, if you can drop Lilith and she does what you think she's going to do, and you have Nerva out onto the field, yeah, that would be fun. Super expensive though. 8, 9, and 10 if that turns out to be your final cost. Very, very expensive way of charging up Nerva, but could be interesting. Noriel, hello, welcome to the stream. Nice to have you. So that is basically the CGC cards. It's a shame that most of them don't have their correct cost, stats, and abilities, but so it goes. I may do an updated live stream on when? Monday, maybe? Because Saturday and Sunday is the actual live stream. Maybe it was the actual tournament, rather. Maybe just before the tournament begins. Maybe I'll start the live stream up half an hour earlier on Saturday, and we'll look at the updated test cards. Isn't it? Ill-Aggressor's Gold Ball, maybe a good card to use against that card. No, it won't work, because Ill-Aggressor's Golden Ball will only bounce when a spell is cancelled. Materio doesn't cancel a spell, he just redirects the spell. So Ill-Aggressor's Golden Ball would just kill the sword. It wouldn't help. The way to beat Materio basically is with AoE spells, Mukro, command hunting, anything like that. Anything that's non-targeted will kill him. So yeah, not difficult, but interesting, certainly. What else was I saying? Yeah, I mean, he would go well next to Nerva, but well, I mean, Nerva would help him out, but you would need to build the deck around those two creatures. You know, you'd need to have not command hunting, Cocoon of Evolution, free summons, that kind of thing. It gets a bit tricky. I suspect we won't really see Materio in the meta, but I also suspect I'm going to make a PvP deck with him for fun, because that AoE is just too good. Margin, what you done for? I need to make gold and diamonds. The queen must be yours, yes. Well, good luck with that. I'm predicting right now that you're going to pull every single card in the CGC release except for the Succubus Queen. I'm going to call that right now. Okay, so are there any questions or requests relating to these CGC cards? Is there anything that anybody wants to take a look at in more detail? Wants me to go over in more detail, or is there anything that anybody wants to see me run? While you guys are thinking about that, I'm going to see if I can regain my top spot. I mean, it's pointless, but I was champion for so long. I just want to finish on an up note. So yeah, if you have any questions about the new CGC cards, or anything related to the patch or the event, comment in the chat box. Otherwise, I'll just do some fights with these guys. This is just a ridiculously powerful one-turn drop. Yeah, oops, didn't mean to put her in the middle. Oh. There's too many cards in my deck currently that put things in the middle of the thing of the field. Right. No questions from anybody? Okay. What card are you guys most looking forward to then? Bearing in mind that, you know what? Let's do this. Everything costs 1, yes. it's all a bit buggy or glitchy or not properly updated right now. So yeah, looking at the cards out of the CGC lab, the ones that haven't had their abilities or effects or anything listed yet, what is everybody most looking forward to? Because there's some that have really interesting effects. Or interesting art, I should say. Very interesting art, and I'm just like, some of these could be pretty good. What are we doing? No, not that one. What am I doing? Religious confession. But yeah, also bear in mind, these things aren't going to... the stats and the resource costs are not going to remain as they are. Don't hope for that. Yeah, poor Tsubaki. Oh, wow, Holy Spear just for share. That is share madness. The succubus, Rayhan, you're after the succubus queen. You and Majin will have to fight for her love. No, you know what, just keep charging. I kind of want to bring out the Materio guy, but I'm not getting any points into light. It's very disheartening. So yeah, the succubus does seem to be a bit of a favorite. It does have really good art, I must say. A very attractive art. 3 more to go on that guy. Can't be bothered. Let's drop her instead. Oh wow, Interfectum Malus. Pio Hyoko. Buddy. Drop him then instead. So this guy will summon one of the Golden Garden creatures. Obviously hoping for the kitty cat, but hey, we'll accept whatever we can get. What am I drinking? It is my special patented Arc Juice, the source of all my powers and a closely guarded secret. That'll work. Come on, give me some light resources. I want to bring out that Materio. Finally back, Neon. Huzzah. I'm just in here running some lab battles until... Oh yeah, I forgot she did that. Aw, boo. I could have actually brought out Materio on that turn. I was going to win anyway, but I wanted to bring him out. Neon is working on Twitch. Good, good. Majin, your question is, can you run later a deck with that Kadir card? You've got the name, looks like a princess. She's the icon card in the pre-release booster. You mean the Il Aggressor? Yeah, sure. What is that blue card? Which blue card? The one that I've just been... the one that was summoned into the middle? That's the Golden Garden Fairy. Interesting card. Very deck restrictive, but pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. You wonder if that new Succubus card will have a transformation variant as well. There's a Succubus Queen. Should have a transformation. It is a Succubus. We'll find out. Probably tomorrow. I forget how long it was that they took to fix this last time the error happened. I think it was within 24 hours, but I'm not 100% sure. Hunter Piole deck. Cool, 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 cool. So yeah, that was the card I was using, the Golden Garden, go away, Golden Garden Apple Tree. And it summoned a Golden Garden Fairy. Let's see if we can... Yeah, that's the card it summoned. Majin, you've listened to our group opinion about it, but you're not sure how well it performs. Oh, Il Aggressor. No, right, yeah, I was like, not sure how well what performs. Il Aggressor, she performs the same way and to the same level of effectiveness as a Jane does. So, It's just one of those things. If you like Jane and you like Jane-style decks, then Illaggressor is, in a lot of ways, an upgraded version of Jane. Because she doesn't have Jane's negatives, doesn't have Jane's downsides. But if you don't like Jane and you don't like Jane-style decks, then you won't like her. Yeah, I hate it when the AI has all these low-level cards to play. They just go crazy. Fine. Have I ever tried Kobold Rangers? Why, win you? Bad place to play that. I only have 2, I think, Kobold Rangers right now. Hey, summon the Golden Garden Golden Garden Eagle. I only have 2 Kobold Rangers. I have green and yellow, I think. So I don't have enough to test them yet. Hey, Golden Garden Cat. Ignore all that. Cheng Li, do you know when these lab cards will be released so you can save your gems for them? In 2 weeks, probably. 14 days. The lab has always used to be up for 14 days, so we're assuming it's the same thing now. What did he just drop? 2 things. The Gifted Sculptor Mytholius and the Golden Garden Fairy. Cool. Well, they're dead now. Legend says that Ark is still trying to level up. Yes. I actually did finally manage to level up. Now I have extra friend slots. Yay! Calpish, you're loving the blue card. Yeah, the Golden Garden Apple Tree is really cool right now. I suspect it's going to cost more later. But it's fun. It just keeps summoning these Golden Garden animals. I suspect it's going to cost about 4 or 5, actually, at level 1. It's very, very powerful. That's it. Attack, my kitties! Attack! Don't really need to do anything. Thump, says the Golden Garden Apple Tree. So this gives us... Oh, and she survived. This gives us, what, 4 Golden Garden things? It gives us the Golden Garden Cat, Golden Garden Eagle, Golden Garden Fairy, and the Golden Garden Apple Tree. So I can't make a pet deck, but I might be able to make a Golden Garden deck, which would be pretty nice. I don't really need to do anything. I just dropped that Golden Garden Apple Tree and it just won the game for me. Yeah. I suspect, regardless of its cost, the Golden Garden Apple Tree is something that we're going to start seeing a lot in the rookie arena when it's released. The ability to just continually summon. I can already see a double Golden Garden Apple Tree rookie deck doing really well. Isn't he? No dogs allowed in the garden. Yeah, apparently. I mean, it would chase the cat and the eagle and the fairy, so... Imagine, the hype is real. I haven't been this hyped since G4 Machine Deck with those Warlords and Automata kicking in. Oh man, yeah, I remember that. That was a really good release. I really liked that release. The Warlords, the Doom Machines, Automata. Neonworks, internet is still being mean, buffering and buffering. Oh, that's not good. Well, let's drop that Golden Garden Apple Tree. It worked so well last time. Hello, Johan. Welcome, welcome. Margin, Nier Automata Turk, yes. Yeah, we don't... Fine, I'll just ignore it. maybe the tree will summon an eagle. That would be funny. Yep, summoned a fighter. Interesting choice. Feels like a bunny thing. Why isn't it? Oh, yeah, it's because I haven't gotten the 4 gold yet. Never mind. I don't want my Golden Garden thing to die. It's so close. So let's just kill my guy. I'm so close. Oh no, he transformed. Whatever shall we do? Other than murder him horribly. Hey, you did summon the Golden Garden Eagle. Nice. I mean, the eagle's about to die, but it doesn't matter. Oh, well run. Cool. What new cards have been released? Currently. The current new cards... oh, look, we got the Golden Garden Fairy. I mean, there are new cards, really, that have been released beyond the the SE cards, the Bonoba SE. These cards are that we're messing around with right now are all in the lab. Yay, went for the fairy. Good. So my aw, boo. I was going to say my golden garden thing can carry on, but nope, it was not to be. Let's drop a share. See if we can bait out some sort of response. So yeah, no new cards have been released other than the SEs. We're just messing around in the lab right now, testing out some of the new lab cards. But unfortunately, the lab's very buggy at the moment. The cards don't have their abilities or their correct cost or their correct stats. So, imagine my opponent running a deck staple as hell. Yeah, apart from the fighter. But yeah, I don't really know why people do this. Honestly, they jump into these things and they're like, "Hey, look at me! I'm running this deck." It's like, well, yeah, but you're not testing anything, so why are you here? It's weird. Knock it off. It doesn't matter anyway. Cher's out onto the field now, so she'll kill everybody for me. I do love Cher. Good. Kill that with a surprise attack and we win. So, haha. Staple deck. No good. Test deck wins. I mean, I've gone up against people who are running, like, actual, literal rookie and veteran arena decks in these things, you know? I was testing and I came across somebody who was running an old Farca Infinite Arrows deck. I was like, what? Why? There's no point. Don't get anything for this. You get, like, what? A couple hundred gold, maybe? It's weird. Anyway, that Golden Garden Apple Tree is doing a very good job. So, yeah. Let's hope it doesn't turn out to be too resource costly. I'm really hoping... I mean, normally power creep in games is a bad thing. You don't want power creep, but I am actually kind of hoping for it in this boost, in this new generation release. Because the majority of cards that people are using are either gimmick cards, or they're just kind of like very bog standard, semi-boring cards. Elf, Elephant, Surprise Attack, Hunt, all this kind of thing. So... some people just want to see the world burn, yeah. Whereas I would like to see a lot more interesting cards. I would like to see each battle feel a lot more epic, you know, two people with just really powerful decks that are just hammering into each other. I think that would be fun, as opposed to what we've got now, which is, oh, he's brought an elf, oh, he's brought an elephant, oh, he's brought a skeleton, oh, the skeleton was removed with a surprise, with a hunt. Oh. It's just, none of these battles feel particularly... well, the vast majority of battles don't feel particularly epic right now, because most of the cards are geared to have very low power levels. See? Oh, Black Cat, wow, hooray, oh, Elephant, oh, hooray. So we just throw out some removal cards. Ooh. It's not exactly a battle of titans, is it? That's fine, don't care about that. Do I want to... yes. Imagine those opponents need an infinite slap deck to be able to... yes. L sulking life. Yes, I do sometimes wish I just had an infinite slap deck and I just go, no, psh, do something interesting. Come on, it's a test arena. Do some tests. I just realized this guy's running a dual color deck. It's weird. Deadpool, exactly what you were thinking. Good. Great minds think alike. Yet fools seldom differ. Yes. Her thing is based on HP, isn't it? Yes. So I can drop it down to 12, but that wouldn't really help, would it? So let's do this instead. And... I guess, why not? Let's drop her attack value down so we don't need to worry about it, and we'll kill that Garden of Life at the same time. Huzzah! You just sent me a thing. A gift from Emerson, 5 gems. Thank you very much, I appreciate it. I'm trying to work up towards the Petrarca. Inferia, she can be scared. She can be. Yeah, the problem with her is, of course, that her ability is based entirely on her HP. So all you need to do is just hit her with some sort of HP decreasing move, and hey, wouldn't you know it, all of a sudden, she's nowhere near as good as she used to be. Let's just weaken this guy a little bit. Fun card, though. I do enjoy her. She's just not as powerful as I would like her to be, almost. Because she's got a very cool effect, but unfortunately, out of all the witches, it's really only Inferia that's got any, you know, real viability, which is a shame, because there's some fun effects with the witches. It's interesting that, you know, WMB came out, Witch versus Beast, or Witch and Beast, and yet, you know, everybody's using, like, one witch, which is Xena, and one beast, which is Jurgen. And even then, you know, not the best things in the world. So this is going to be awesome. So you can see the Materio summoned the sword right as soon as he was summoned himself. At the end of this turn, he is going to deal 16 damage to everybody. He's going to kill everybody. So I don't need to do anything now. I can just charge up. I can just ignore everything that's on the enemy's field because it's all about to die. Here we go. Boop, doop, doop. Dupe, and dupe. The guy's ridiculously powerful. Psychic Storm comes out, nobody cares. Black Cat comes out, nobody cares. Garden of Life comes out, nobody cares. Because at this point, again, I don't need to do anything. He's just going to keep summoning swords, and he's just going to keep obliterating the enemy battlefield, so I can just take my time now. I'll revive from the grave, I'll charge up a little bit, I'll have a little drinky poos. Jesus, they're playing only for the gold. The gold is terrible. You can get better gold by just going into the dailies easy mission and farming the roulette wheel. There's no point in aiming for the gold in this. It's bizarre. Anyway. Where's Veronica? There she is. Let's summon Veronica. Let's see if we can get some SIH cards out onto the field before Materio kills everybody. It's unlikely, but we'll see. Boom. That was a warning shot. And she already has enough energy to summon a thing, so that's cool. And she and Materio work out quite well, but I have no idea how much resource, how many resources Veronica, is it Veronica or Victoria? Veronica. I have no idea how many resources Veronica is going to require when they fix this weird little resource bug, so she might turn out to be amazing, she might turn out to be not so great. Yay! Possibly the reason why I like Materio so much is just because he's this amazing little aw boo. He's like a micro warlord, basically, Warlord Shurika. So the book's about to land the finishing blow because words have power. 7 power, to be precise, in this particular instance. Bye bye, Mia. And please, next time, use an actual test deck in the actual test arena, yeah? Come on. There's no point in going into this thing for the gold. It's a terrible amount of gold. Majin, go in Rookie PvP arena or Event Arena. LOL's Test Lab. It appears only one time per month, perhaps. Just test. Sheesh, I have no idea what you're talking about. You appear to have gone insane, Majin. Come out of that, I'm just going to see. I don't want to go like too crazy with this. I just want to get back into first place again. Because I was in first place before. Oh, I'm so close. What's this? A gift from Whippy. Thank you very much, Whippy. I appreciate it. Ooh, as you can see, I am not doing great for money right now. So every little bit is greatly appreciated. Yeah, you don't get it, but people do it. Yeah, it's so weird. I mean, what is... I mean, there's like no difference between... gold and champion. It's the same amount of same reward for all of those brackets, isn't it? And it's, I think it's like 250 or 2,000 gold. I don't know. Either way, it's terrible. Prince Roldan, what's up? Skies, birds, things like that. Ha ha ha. But and then everybody left. Oh, Stefano, this is the guy who's in first place. Well, let's kill him, shall we? Hunter PLA. That's what, like a 4 cost, so this is a good... oh, it's a mono color deck. Weird, but cool. I like it. Unfortunately for him, this is working out way better for us. We're getting 3 resources every turn. He's only getting 1. Really? Garden of Life. Okay. Hey, rank 1. Woo! Hype! Cowpesh, you think maybe they aren't VIP 5 or above, so they can't use test... Well, if they can't... No, because everybody can use the test arena now. And if you can use the test arena, you can use test cards. You can't get into the test arena without being able to use test cards. That wouldn't make any sense at all. That would be insane. Right, let's lure out a removal or something. Oh, nothing. Good. Share transforms, and she alone will destroy everyone. But yeah, everybody can use the test arena now. I'm pretty sure they removed the limitations. Night Invasion. Good. Very expensive removal. Huzzah! It's like playing 100 plus... Oh, it didn't even work. Oh, no, because it's Night Invasion, not Ambush. Huh. It's like playing 100 plus games to get champion in PvP arena when you can play some others too. Yeah, it's not generally a good use of your time. But at least if you play into Champion, you do get EXT cards and things like that. There's no reason to try to get into Champion here. The only reason I'm doing it is because I accidentally got into Champion earlier today when I was testing cards, and now I just want to stay there. It's just a pride thing. Please forget my face. No one could forget your face, Cher. Good. All right. So an interesting deck by the guy who's in first place in the test arena, and I think beating him puts us into first place now, which is yay. Yeah, 700 golds. It's already like half of what you get for being in Champion. It's bizarre. I think we're not quite in first place now, but I think if I quit and get my points, I think that puts us into first place. Yes, there we go. Huzzah! Oh, and I got 2,000 gold for some reason. Must have completed the challenge. I get from Seus, Buttsnuts and Buttsnuts. Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it. A lot of gold, a lot of gems. I need a lot of both. A lot of both. As you can see, I'm all the way down at the last challenge for the arena there, Event B. I need 8 more booster packs to get the Scholar Petrarca card, which is nice. Let's play one more, well, a couple more rounds maybe of this, just to put myself solidly into first place. So pathetic of me, I'm aware. We'll get into first place solidly. And then we'll do some tournament talk. Calpesh, you can use test arena, but you can't use test card. Your VIP is 4. That doesn't make any sense. If you can get into the test arena, you can use test cards. Maybe you're just not noticing where they are, or maybe there's a bug, but if you can get into the test arena, you can use the test cards. It's not restricted after that. But you have to go into the lab, and then you have to go into the lab arena. You don't have enough for... No, we do, we actually, yay. For some reason, I don't know why, but I always think the Magic Missile does 4 damage. It's possibly just because I'm so used to using the Holy Missile. There's Hunter Piole again. Huzzah! Prince Roldan, how's the new cat? Not very good. Golden Garden Cat is better. Do I care, and do I care to disturb the universe? Not particularly. Thras, can I maybe show any good range of nature decks later? You think it's very OP card, but nobody uses it at all. Oh, Rage of Nature. Oh. Ugh. I can try. It's not a brilliant card, but sure, we can give it a go. You know what? We're going to drop this guy. We're going to summon some stuff. I don't care. The Wise Guy, how to access lab testing. I will show you right after this fight. Should be over fairly quickly. Alright, summon something nice. It's a fairy. It's okay. Let's get rid of Undini and get that attack drop now before we summon anything else. I just paralyze the elephant a little bit. Stupid elephant. Not really paying attention to what I'm doing here. Oh. We're really just waiting until we've built up enough resources for Materio. What does he do at 13? Probably be okay. We can actually use him... We can use him almost now. Almost now. Thras, I think you'll be around until the end of the stream, but you'll be alt-tabbing because you've got a small essay to prepare. Okay. Well, good luck with the essay. Well, I'm so glad I don't need to write essays anymore. Oh, they were always so boring. Okay, we got to bring out Materio now, so let's put him... Doesn't actually matter where we put him, does it? So let's put him over here. Protect subsequent summons. Okay, so he's about to murder everybody, so we'll just level up. Boom goes the dynamite. Oh, I should have put him to the left-hand side of the yeah, because he does often summon that stupid sword, doesn't he? Ooh, Dras, nice, sexy. Okay, well that's gonna do 13 damage. He's gonna do a further 5, so that's 19 damage. So let's hit him with the ice spear. Whap whap. Good. So, just double check that quickly. So that's 13, so that is going to do 18 damage. Good, so that's perfect. Let's bring out The secretary? No, she's the secretary. Good. It's like secretary or stenographer. And death. Now stop summoning that spirit of the sword. It's annoying me. Good, thank you. Flying sword is much better. And we'll bring out a share because, hey, why not? I do love this guy. Once he's out onto the field, especially against the AI, he's basically unkillable because the AI is too stupid to deal with him properly. And here goes the book, and boom goes the dynamite. It's just such powerful AoE. It's ridiculously strong AoE. Okay. And it's actually going to attack. It's going to attack the book, which is a bit weird, but okay. Oh, man. It's L! Funny thing is you don't have L yet, really. Too lazy to duel the OP Scam Cat, really. The OP Scam Cat. Undine Akora. The book gets summoned now, unfortunately, which... oh, no, it gets summoned at the end. So actually we do get an SAH. Oh, it's Euripides. That's nice. Huzzah. Yeah, that's fine. Veronica can land the finishing blow. I mean, really, if you can get the Golden Garden Apple Tree out onto the field for, like, a couple of turns, or you can get Materio out onto the field for a couple of turns, you basically win. At that point, you're just pressing the charge button. What's meaningful today becomes history tomorrow. So very good cards, but Veronica is really... And Veronica is going to depend on how expensive she is. Materio, it depends on his stats. Hunter PLA is going to be very good, though. And the Golden Garden Apple Tree, again, depends on its cost relative to its HP. Margin, found it funny how she used to talk in the story. Hello, machine friend. Yeah, she was a weird one. Not very nice either. But hey. Alright, we'll do one more of these and then we will do some tournament announcements. We're going to draw everybody's names out of the tinfoil hat so everybody knows who they're bracketed against, and I will announce the new sort of tournament prize thing. So hang around for that. Always start out with light. Yes, he was a male. Name is actually pronounced Euripides. It's a Greek name. Is it? Euripides. Fair enough. And yes, I know that Euripides, by the English pronunciation, is male. Yes, blah. But the image is of the Deus Ex Machina, which is female, so I refer to the card by its visual representation, in this case female. Margin, how the story ended left you a bit saddish. Yeah, how this story ended left me a little bit, oh for God's sake-ish, I must admit. I really liked it when it was all very tongue-in-cheek and happy-go-lucky and fun and friendly and all the rest of it, and then it just got so grimdark. Like, oh, good God. It's like, not everything needs to be Batman, okay? Sometimes it's nice to just have fun. You know, Remiel is now turned into some sort of shaft guy, you know, or wandering around doling out justice. Just, he's boring now. Okay, yeah, it doesn't really matter. And they are going to bring out new chapters, so who knows? The story is not yet complete. Boop. Basically, it's Euripides, to be certain, but you got shocked when you saw the tournament. Well, it's not him technically; it's the Deus Ex Machina, the concept that he came up with. I don't know why they chose to make the Deus Ex Machina female, but hey, ours not the reason why. Ours but to blah blah blah. Let's put her here, and we might as well summon that guy. Who cares, right? Whoa! And that way we'll get a book at the end of the turn. Yeah, it gets pushed out of the way. Obviously, he's not a big reader, this country nobleman. Okay. Well, whatever. No skin off my nose. Yep. Had some sort of funny atmosphere, sometimes with Jumeirah and the cute line, cute bear where you get it, yeah. Fergus constantly getting stabbed by Alron, yeah. I mean, it was nice. It was sweet and it was funny, but it was also quite serious at the same time, you know, about somebody trying to figure out who they are, and, you know, Sarah with this secret behind her and all this kind of thing. Elysis with her tragic past, all this kind of stuff. But it was mostly funny, and I think that really worked for it. As soon as they got really grimdark with it, yeah, I mean, Fergus basically murdering Alron is like, seriously? And then, I mean, spoilers, by the way, to everyone who hasn't played the story, but you're not missing much. The story gets really shit by the end of the current chapter. But yeah, I mean, they just started randomly killing off characters for no apparent reason. I mean, I can remember, what, 4 of them who get just killed. Just, oh, by the way, they're dead now. It's like, holy crap, seriously? A rip story. And it's just, yes, apologies to everybody who hasn't played that far. But, I mean, the Alron thing, you're not missing anything, because it's literally just, you know, it just comes on screen at one point and goes, by the way, she's dead, and then it's never referenced again. It's like, okay, what the shit? So yeah, it's not actually anything to do with the story. It's just, by the way, she's dead. Okay. They're obviously just trying to get rid of everything that was lighthearted. Why, I don't know. I mean, it has not worked out for DC recently, right? You know, the Superman movies, the Superman versus Batman movies, all very grimdark, and none of them have done well. And then you've got, like, Guardians of the Galaxy and Deadpool, which gross millions. So, yeah, not great. Anyway, so yes, the wise guy, you were asking how to get into the lab. You do it this way. First of all, you murder the cat merchant, because he's so annoying. Goodbye. So, you get rid of the cat merchant, and then you go here, and then in the middle there, on the right-hand side, where it says lab, you click on lab, this will pop up, you agree and enter, and then this thing will appear, you'll click on this, Sarah will say, are you sure? You say yes, you go in here, where it says rank 1 here that I'm wiggling, this will be blank, just click on it, register a deck, any deck, it doesn't matter, then go into change registered deck, and go up to filter in the top right, and then second from the top, show only test cards. And then here are all the test cards, and you can switch them in and out of your deck as you like, which is pretty cool. The story has ended, no more story. No, there will be more story. There will be more story. The story is finished for now, but DevCat is going to release more story later. Yeah, I'm glad you liked it, Thrust. It's just, oh my god. Cat merchant. Hi! Would you like to trade your lady share +1 for this black cat? Sure, scam cat, because I got a hole in my head. Oh my god. So yes, that's how you do it. And you're welcome, the wise guy. Have fun with it. Be aware that most of these cards, like these ones, all these ones here, these are not finished. DevCat will be updating all these cards in the next 24 to 48 hours, so check back again tomorrow and the day after to see the changes that they've made and all the new cards that they've added. I have to pity the scam cat. He's doing it out of desperation. I don't have to pity him. I hate him. He never gives me anything good. I literally haven't traded anything with the scam cat in 7 months, something like. Imagine we will have Remiel being half hero, half villain without emotion. Wow. How interesting. Remiel is turned into grizzled hero with a store-bought tragic past, number 37. It's like, great, I can now no longer identify Remiel from any other grimdark action hero ever. It's boring. Well, you realise how he always says he's going back to opening boosters, but never gets any cards from... Well, he's always opening cards from the booster packs, though, so he's obviously rich in gems. I have no sympathy for him. He's obviously a whale, and he's trying to snipe cards from us so he can flip them on the market. We know what he's up to. You'll notice that he's only selling 3 out of 4 worn cards in his shop, right? No 0-4s. He's keeping all those. All right. We'll leave this open here. We'll leave it in fact open on the second with Queen Lilith, just for Majin. All right, so now I have a list here of things I need to talk about. Discuss the tournament. Yes. Okay, so for anybody who's not aware, I'm just going to go through this very, very quickly. There will be a big global Mabinogi Duel tournament this weekend on the 15th and 16th of April, hosted by me, sponsored by Alex Brown. Okay, it will be a full-on 16 players, one-round elimination match. First round, quarterfinals, semifinals, finals. It will take place over 2 days. The first round will happen on the Saturday, then the quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals will happen on the Sunday. The entire tournament will be live streamed on YouTube and Twitch, so bookmark it. Cam mentions all cards, you just enjoy the faces. Yeah. Agree. Yeah. Well, maybe, see, sharing is caring. I bet you wish that now is into the sharing thing now, don't you, Marcia? So, yes, the tournament will be on the weekend. So, stop by, and if you want to get involved in the planning or participation, we're still looking for substitute players, just in case any of the currently signed up players drop out for any reason. If you are at all interested in any of that, and keeping up to date with any of that, I'm just going to copy the Discord link and post it into the chat now. So, yes, if you're interested in the tournament or just talking about stuff in general, stop by the Arcanauts Discord chat that I've linked down below. I have a little notification here. Okay. Good. Brown's just updated me about some of the prizes. All right. So, next thing that we have to mention is the prizes. Now, initially when we started up the tournament, we weren't sure that there could be any prizes. Mabinogi Duel is not very good at allowing you to just give people stuff. The way that the trading system works is actually quite awkward when it comes to awarding prizes to people. So we weren't sure, as well as the fact that I used up all my gems and gold and things like that, buying cards that I can make videos out of them for the YouTube stuff. But a lot of people were quite generous about wanting to donate cards, so we started to create this little donation prize pool, and that has now evolved. So the current system is Alex Brown, otherwise known as Brown, otherwise known as Butts Nuts with 2 Zs, is now the official sponsor of this tournament. He will be providing the reward for first place and second place. Yes, both first and second place winners now get cards. He along with Lucarcry, will also be providing, drum roll please, 14 extra cards that will go into a random pool. Okay, so what's going to happen is first place will get a guaranteed prize. Second place will get a guaranteed prize. The 14 runners up will all be given one of the 14 random reward cards that Brown and Lucarcry have donated. So yes, if you are involved in the tournament, everybody gets a prize. You get a prize. You get a prize. Everybody gets a prize. So, say thank you to Brown. Say thank you to Lucarcry for their incredible generosity. And in terms of the actual cards themselves. Now, first place. Now, I'm going to keep the random. I know what the 14 random pull cards are, but I'm going to keep those a secret. It's going to be more Christmassy that way. So, the first place prize now, I wrote this down somewhere and then I lost it, but I am pretty sure, and Brown will correct me on this, I am pretty sure the first place prize is a gold Christie +1. I'm pretty sure that's the first place prize. Second place prize is a Witch Banoba Mana +1. So, nice. Very good. So even if you don't like either of those two cards, and they're very good cards, so don't discount them, you can still sell them for an absolute fortune. Zohib, you can fake all you want, but I don't believe you. Margin, who are you talking to? Me or Margin? I'm somehow related to Mabinogi Duel. Yeah, I wish. We're all related. Okay, so yes, say thank you everybody to Brown and Lucarcry if you're involved in the tournament. That's really, really good of them. Yes, first prize is actually Urgent Arrest and Christie gold +1. Yes, I forgot the Urgent Arrest. I knew I was forgetting something. That's why I wrote it down and then lost it. So yes, first prize gets Urgent Arrest, a C1 rare white card, and Gold Christie +1. Second place gets Witch Bonoba Mana +1. Very, very good. And then everybody else who gets involved in the tournament will get a prize. And some of them, in fact most of them, are really, really good. So... lucky. Why is Christie so good, Johan? Because a Christie +1, when you play her, is guaranteed to be able to summon Arthur, and she costs the same at levels 1, 2, and 3. You can create some incredibly powerful field flooding decks with the Christie +1s. They are really, really difficult to stop. Okay, so that is the new prize system. First place gets 2 cards, 2 guaranteed cards. Second place gets 1 guaranteed card, and the other 14 players will all get a card pulled out of a random pool draw. Now, Brown and Lukaku are in charge of those. I will not be holding on to those cards myself, so once the tournament's over, we will get you guys in touch with Brown and Lukaku, and they will sort you out with your cards. And Witch Bonoba is the special edition variant. Yes, that wasn't... You didn't mention that in the Discord thing, Brown. I didn't want to assume, but okay, good. So the Witch Bonoba is the Witch Bonoba SE Mana +1. It's the best possible Witch Bonoba you can get. Neon Works, where's Urgent Arrest? Do you mean where? Because if you mean where, it's in Brown's binder. If you mean what's Urgent Arrest is a C1. It's a card from the very first collaboration pack ever released in Mabinogi Duel. And effectively, it's a light version of Capture. It's very, very good. Very, very powerful. Okay, so that is the prizes. Big, big prizes for everybody, which is awesome. If anybody's interested in the tournament, getting involved, as I say, go to the Discord thing. Now, we're going to see who's bracketed with whom. Thras, when I finish talking about the tournament, please try to show you decent Rage of Nature decks. You're actually really interested in that card, Thras. I will try, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I will try to show you a decent Rage of Nature deck, Thras, but the reason you haven't found a decent Rage of Nature deck so far is because there really isn't one. Camerai, white crap capture. It's not a crap capture. It doesn't keep the HP at what it was. It does drop the HP down to 1, but generally if you're capturing a card, you really don't give a shit what its HP is anyway. So, I'll be back. I need to get my tinfoil hat. Okay, the advantage to Urgent Arrest over Capture is that if you're running Darkness or Nature and somebody has a deck that is vulnerable to Capture, they will assume that you have Capture, and generally you do, and they will work to counteract it. If they're running something that's vulnerable to Capture and you run a deck that doesn't have Light or Darkness in it, but does have Urgent Arrest, you can really mess people up. They don't expect it. It's such a rare card. Nobody expects a white Capture coming out. Okay, so here's the tinfoil hat. Incidentally, there we go. DevCat, please don't nerf the Golden Garden Cat. Okay, I got the tinfoil hat on. You're not allowed to nerf anything if I say its name while I'm wearing the tinfoil hat. Thras Light has no capture mutants, that's why it's good. Yep, and it catches people off guard. Yes. Yes. Stop copying me. Okay, so here's all of the names, and they're going in the hat. Alright, and I am going to open up a little text document here that I can record everybody's bracketing into. Alright, here we go. Nope. There we go. It wasn't going on to my second screen. Good. Alrighty. Shaky, 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 shaky. Shake, shaky, 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 shaky. Alright, so first name. Who's this? Neon Works. Okay, Neon Works. It's not your fault, Thras. The stream's a bit delayed. Sure. Riding my coattails. Alright, let me see. Number 2 is Lukaku. Okay, so Neon versus Lukaku. I'll put that over there. Neon Works versus Luke. Okay. Martin, will do a sick move like you. Capture it and murder it and revive with now. Yeah, you could do that. Sure, absolutely. Shaky, 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 shaky. In which case, yeah, the Urgent Arrest actually works out in your favor because it makes it easier for you to kill it. Next up is Nyx Stalker versus... Come on, they're all stuck together. Athoraxia. Okay, Nyx versus Ath. Nyx Stalker versus Athoraxia. Boom, boom, boom. Shake, 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 shake. What, who's that? Oh, it's Intrepid. Okay, Intrepid versus Moth. Okay. Right. Intrepid versus Moth. All right. Next. All right, so that's 3 links, 5 to go. Who's this one? Kengi versus... Oop, that one came right to hand. Chris. Kengi versus Chris. Alliterative as well. Okay, Kengi versus Chris. Oop, oop. Shaky, 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 shaky. Next up. Matteo versus... I think these lineups are going to be insane. I'm looking forward to it. Matteo versus Vertsud. Okay. Matteo versus Vertsud. Yeah. All right. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Let's see. What do we got? Yaxi versus... Who's that? Galiomir. Okay. Yaxi versus... Galiomir? Galiomir. There we go. Galiomir. I'm having terrible difficulty spelling their name. That's ridiculous. Shaky, shaky, shaky. Oh, okay. Gin Tonics, who expressed an interest. I need to hear back from him, though. So if you're watching, get in touch. Versus Gamer404, otherwise known as Lord Edge. So, Gin Tonics versus Gamer404. Yaxi is very strong in PvP, he is indeed. Imagine you're so conflicted. Hyped for tournament or queens. Hype is like a flame mission. You can be hyped for both. Gonna be for the win. Devastating. Yeah. Alright, who's next? Let's see. Oh, it's Bryant. Okay, so Bryant versus Dragonira. And I think that's everybody actually, isn't it? Yes. So Bryant, whoops, versus Dragonira. Okay. So let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, that's 16. Good. Excellent. Hello, Nyx. We've just pulled everybody's name out of a hat to determine who's going to be bracketed against whom in the tournament. So stay tuned in the next 2 minutes to hear who you're up against. All right. So these are not in order of who is going to be fighting first. This is literally just who is fighting whom. Okay? Esnir, IGN is Mini B. Get the hell out. Okay. Alright, so it's Neonworks versus Lucarcry. Nyx Stalker versus Athoraxia. Intrepid versus Moth. Kengi versus Chris. Matteo versus Vertsud. Yaxi versus Galiomir. Gin Tonics versus Gamer404. Bryant versus Dragonira. So those are who you guys will be fighting. Good luck. Yeah. Athoraxia versus Nyx Stalker. Should be fun. Yeah, though. I assumed you meant though, not get the hell out. Like, no, you get the hell out. Yeah, and it's fine, Brian. I will be getting in touch with everybody over Discord, and I just mention that now. If you are not on the Arcanauts Discord server, people who are involved in this tournament, please get onto the Arcanauts Discord server. I need to talk to everybody to make sure that everyone is ready and everyone knows exactly what they're doing, and that I have added everybody to my friends list and so on and so forth. Okay, so it's pretty important you guys get in on the Discord. If you cannot get onto the Discord, get in touch with me some other way, the subreddit, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, any other way. Just let me know and we'll sort out something for you individually, okay? For everybody else, make sure you're on the Arcanauts Discord. It would make my life so much easier. And it would also make handing out the quest rewards. Been playing too much Blade and Soul. It would make handing out the tournament prizes at the end much easier as well. Okay, so are there any questions from anybody about any of that? About the tournament, about the prizes, or about who you are fighting against and what you need to do? I'll give you guys a minute or two just to ask me anything that you may want to ask, and then we will move on. I'll just quickly save this and make sure it's all correct. Quest rewards, yeah, too much plot. Yes, far too much bouncy plot in that Blade and Soul. Far too much bouncing plot. Alright, just call out more tournament brackets. There we go. And I'll save it over there. Good. Right. Okay. Oh my goodness. Alright, well I'm waiting to see if anybody has any questions. We'll just look through some of these cards that don't have any abilities yet. Just see, oh my goodness, that man has very gold teeth, doesn't he? Wow. That's a bit spooky. End of the argument. Looks like a removal spell, that one. Interesting. Conventicle. I want that one, just because I have no idea what that is. Conventicle. I know what a convent is. I know what a conventicle is. Nicholas's Pipe, almost certainly going to be like a summon a snake spell, I think. Calpesh, sub-battles today? No sub-battles today. This was just a quick... Today is technically my weekend. So today was just a very quick going through the new lab cards and talking about the tournament prizes update and making sure that everybody knew who they were bracketed against in the tournament. If she's any good, will I do a highlight video about the Queen? You'll drop a gigantic like, Majin. Okay, well, I will do a video on the Queen if you drop a gigantic like and you convince all your friends and family to subscribe. How's that? For anybody who doesn't know, is this one. It's Majin's affections have begun to sway from now towards the Succubus Queen. And, you know, you can't really blame him. She's the Succubus Queen. She's got a certain bouncy presence to herself. Alright, so it looks like nobody has any particular questions about the tournament. Good. Alright, everybody just make sure you're on Discord. And the deadline for deck submissions, including sideboards, is tomorrow, Friday, the 14th of April at 10 p.m. GMT. That is British time, okay? It's not 10 p.m. your time if you live in America, all right? If I wake up on Saturday morning to find a deck submission, I'll be annoyed, okay? Make sure it's all done early. So for everybody who's living in America, that is going to be like 3 p.m., I think, at the absolute latest for you guys. Get it done. I'm still missing a number of people, and I'll get in touch with everybody over Discord today and tomorrow just to make sure everyone's got their decks and sideboards ready and can submit it to me. Eagle will delete all those 4 HP non-targetable 8 cost... Camera, you do realize that none of them are actually going to have 4 HP when this glitch is fixed, right? I mean, you haven't noticed that literally everybody has 3 attack and 4 HP, yeah? Because... that's what DevCat's creatures all default to. All creatures have a default value of 3 attack and 4 HP. The attack and HP values, just like the resource values for everybody who has 1 resource on them, it's not permanent. That's going to be fixed in 24 to 48 hours. Imagine you're faithful now, you think Queen Now deck. Well, maybe you can hope that the Succubus Queen can seduce Now, and then you can build a harem around them. I mean, it's a Succubus Queen. So yes, for anybody who is strangely confused about this, yeah, obviously all of these cards are not going to cost 1 resource and they're not going to have 3 attack, 4 HP. That would be weird. DevCat did this 2 or 3 labs ago. I think they had this exact same problem. Everything cost 1 resource for some reason. They fixed it in 24 to 48 hours last time, so I assume they're going to fix it in 24 to 48 hours this time as well. So check back tomorrow, and if it's not done tomorrow, it will definitely be done by Saturday. And I'm looking forward to it, because, you know, cards like this, Ennoblement, looks awesome. Doesn't do anything right now. I want to know what these cards do. So exciting! Because I liked the last CGC release. I thought it was solid. So I'm looking forward to this one as well. They've had some good ideas with the last one. Looking forward to seeing what they got with this one. I think you'll be away for a few minutes. We're wrapping up now anyway. No questions about the tournaments. Are there any questions about the lab or the lab cards? Anybody want to see anything in action? Anybody have any questions as to how anything runs particularly? Yeah, I'm still the champion. How am I doing compared to all my friends? You guys are doing so badly. So weird. Oh, you do actually get 10,000 gold. Oh, they have actually changed it. It used to just be 2,000 gold regardless of whether you're in gold or champion. Now it's 10,000 gold for champion. It's still terrible, and you still shouldn't aim for it, but it's better, I suppose. Thrice, you got a question about... Oh, alright, yeah, the Rage of Nature. Okay, fine. Rage of Nature. Rage of Nature. Please don't have one. Damn it, I have two. Doubles the HP and attack of all friendly creatures. All resources except nature become 0. Or any other one-shot decks. I'm not giving you one-shot decks. One-shot decks are all gimmick decks. And I've told you before, I don't hand out deck codes for gimmick decks. Not unless it's something that I'm trying to warn people about, like the Clockwork Reaper, or the everybody already knows about anyway, like the Gates of Hell. But I won't give out gimmick deck codes for, you know, Parnok and the Summon Incarnate of Fire and stuff like that. I'm not going to give out decks for those. The meta is already toxic enough without more gimmick decks being added to the mix. Rage of Nature is a one-shot deck. Rage of Nature can be a one-shot deck. Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing with Rage of Nature. There's no point in using it when you have Bard Song. So, Rage of Nature doubles the HP and attack of all friendly creatures, which is, you know, it's fine, whatever. But you can get... It's difficult to get to the point where that's going to give you any actual value, whereas you can use the Bard Song to immediately buff all of your creatures up by +4 attack, and honestly, if you have that many, you don't really need to worry too much about it. Using the Bard Song, especially coupled with something like Bloody Aurora, on some traps... Boom, that's it, you're done. I mean, build a deck with Bard Song, Bloody Aurora, Phantom of the Wolf, and Trap in the Castle. Fill that out with some heavy control removal spells and so on and so forth. And hey, there you go. You've got the equivalency of a one-shot deck. The problem with Rage of Nature is it's going to require it requires a lot of setup, right? So Rage of Nature, because it's because I went into light for some reason. Right, here we go. Because it costs 6, and then it jumps to 8, which is an increase of 2, which is ridiculous. And then jumps from 8 to 10, which again is an increase of 2, which is also quite ridiculous. Given that you can summon a Doom Machine for 12 or 14, depending on the Doom Machine, Rage of Nature is like, wow, holy crap. And then, of course, if you don't immediately win, you lose immediately, because at 10 resources, it's going to remove everything down to 0 except for nature, but then nature is going to be removed down to 0 because you're not going to have more than 10 nature resources probably anyway. So everything's going to become 0. You've got one shot to win. If your opponent happens to bring out a Holy Spear or something like that, dead. So tricky. I'm trying to think of using it with Bard Song. There's no point. If you're going to use Bard Song, use Bloody Aurora. People have already been through this. Rage of Nature is just too expensive for its value. And then, of course, you've got the added trouble of you drop the Rage of Nature. If you don't get Fatal on that turn and your opponent has a Betrayal, ouch, you're in a lot of trouble because you've just, you know, boosted somebody to smack you in the face. Building up to Rage of Nature, because it's expensive, most of your creature cards are going to have to be quite low cost, otherwise you're never going to be able to afford Rage of Nature, and that means that you're going to, the low cost creatures, they're going to have their attack doubled, but so what? You know, if their attack is 4 at level 3, then they're only going to have an attack of 8. You'd be better off of actually just going for a Doom Machine. So it's possible to build a Rage of Nature deck that you can have fun with, but in terms of a Rage of Nature deck that you're going to be able to win the game with, not unless you work it in as a fairly pointless addition to an ultimate gimmick deck. Flood the field with Ultimate Era of Dragons or something ridiculous like that, a Gates of Hell thing, and the Rage of Nature might have some value there, but again, generally if you've built up like that, there's no point, because the synergy should work anyway. So it's difficult. It's difficult. Byron, did I do the raffle for the tournament? There is no raffle, but we got the names sorted out. If you're asking who you are bracketed against, Galimir versus Yaxi. Sorry, so I think Aurora is better than Bardsong. Bloody Aurora and Bardsong are used together. They're used for the same sort of... They're basically used to all right, it's a bit tricky. I'll just open it up. Right, so the way that it works is normally if you're using Bloody Aurora, you're using it alongside Bardsong and you're using Trap in the Castle, and you're generally probably using Phantom of the Wolf as well. The thing with Bloody Aurora is that it buffs everybody, including your enemies, whereas Bardsong only buffs you. So they're used both at the same time and also as situational. If you have a lot of creatures out onto the field and your opponent has none, or he has a bunch of creatures but you know that you can kill those creatures with your creatures once they're buffed, then you use both. If your opponent has no creatures out onto the field, you can just use Bloody Aurora if you don't have enough light, and that's fine because there's no downside. You know, you're not buffing his creatures. If your opponent does have a lot of creatures out onto the field and you're not going to be able to kill them immediately, even with a combination of Bloody Aurora and Bardsong, then you just use Bardsong and you try to build up that. So they're used together whenever they can be, but they are also used separately based on the situation. Generally found in a Mutant Pillion deck, but you don't have to run them in that. Neon, you've sent a revised tournament deck. Good. Yep. Okay, I'll take a look at that. Nix and Byron are having a conversation in some other language. It's fine. Hold on a second. I've got the Arcadean is scratching at the door. I'll be back in a sec. Arcadean, everybody. Say hello. Hello. Good. Now you can go. Okay, so Thras. So in Trap in the Castle buff decks, you have them both in your deck. Yes. So, right. Let me just throw something together very quickly. This isn't going to be ideal, but here would be an example of a Trap in the Castle buff deck, right? So your most important cards are. Let's go with this one. And I mean, you can go for the +1 variant if you are confident being able to get your stuff out. Right, we'll use the trap and Phantom of the Wolf. Not light. Where is he? There he is. Okay, so these are your 4 main cards. Ideally, now this is ideal and may not in fact happen, but ideally what you want is you want to drop Trap in the Castle when your opponent has 1 creature out onto the field. His creature will hit one of the traps, and that trap will die, and it will kill the enemy creature. Then you drop Phantom of the Wolf into that 1 empty slot, which buffs all of the traps, and allows them to deal an attack. And then, if you have the resources, you drop the Bardsong and the Bloody Aurora. That way your traps are all boosted up ridiculously high, and generally you land an immediate killing blow in that 1 sweep. Now that is ideal, that is what you are aiming for. You will almost never get it, because you almost never get your ideal, but that's what you are actually aiming for. So yes, alright, to fill this out a little bit more then, let's see, we're going to need, at this point you kind of build towards hard control. So let's fill out light first. We're going to need, let's see, what is it, teaching people to have gimmicks? Yeah, this is pseudo gimmick. I'm okay with teaching people this one because it's not brilliant. It doesn't have a really high win percentage, so I feel okay about handing this over. Alright, we'll drop a Fiery Zealot in there. We need Flame Emission because you want to clear enemies out of the way of your boosted traps. So let's put that in there. Nick Stalker wants to know who his opponent is. Nick Stalker versus Atharaxia. Okay, what do we got? You can pretty much drop whatever else you want into gold. Double Golden Bomb Squad would be fine, but these days I actually like to go for the Paralyzing Bullet. There's a lot of Kadir's Flying Swords out there now, so that's good to have. Yep, that's all looking good. And then for mana, we're looking at obviously Magic Missile or Mana Holy Missile. That's fine. Ice Spear is another good one. There we go. And personally, I like for this the Arrow of Revenge mana. So I will quickly save that. There we go. All right, so there's a general idea. I threw that together really, really quickly, Thrust, and you'd need to adjust it yourself based on what works better for you and what works worse for you. But that's the general idea. You can probably replace the Arrow of Revenge with a Kadir's Flying Sword if you wanted to. You could replace the Paralyzing Bullet with a Leopard or another Fiery Zealot if you felt the need of more early game creatures. I would advise keeping the Golden Garden Cat in there just so that you have a better chance of getting your Bloody Aurora and Bard Song ready to go at the same time, as well as being able to drop Phantom of the Wolf alongside your Trap in the Castles. Generally, don't drop the Phantom Wolf until the Trap in the Castles have been out for one turn. You don't want your enemy to know what you're doing, or they will kill the Phantom of the Wolf on their turn, and then your traps will go back down to 0 attack. Cowpesh is sending me a thing. Is this another... Oops, that's not right. I just tried entering the numbers without actually doing the first part of the URL. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So Kengi sent another Bard song. Yeah, Book of Knowledge is decent. I switched the Book of Knowledge in my deck out for a Golden Garden Cat and a Gold Trap in the Castle. Also a good idea. Yep. I don't have Gold Trap in the Castle, but that would also work. So yeah, Kengi's version is a slightly more polished version of mine. Now the Golden Garden Cat has come out, I probably would still advise switching out either the Book of Knowledge or the Holy Missile in Kengi's version for a Golden Garden Cat. But otherwise, yeah, that's also a very solid deck. You're not in the tournament with crazy decks. So you made it good. You'll try it today and see what you like and don't like in it. Good. And Cowpesh, yeah, give Cowpesh's deck a try as well. As I say, switch out one of the light cards for a Golden Garden Cat would be my suggestion. But apart from that, yeah, just polish these things up as you like them. Yeah, I would copy that in and show it to everybody on the stream, except I don't have the gold Trap in the Castle, I'm pretty sure. I think I don't... Yep, I don't. I just have the two normal light Trap in the Castles. I was aiming for a gold Trap in the Castle back when I was doing Rookie properly, and then I just lost interest really in the Rookie arena, so I never picked it up. Margin, can I show you... oh yes, the Ill Aggressor. Yes. I have one that I run just whenever I feel in the mood for it. It's this one here. So this is perfectly solid. You can replace... You can, if you want to, replace Scathach with a Segi. That's not quite as good, but it's not bad either. But other than that, I wouldn't really advise changing too much in it unless it really didn't work out with your playstyle. Because the thing is that Ill Aggressor is immune to creatures. She can't be killed by creatures. So the only thing that can get her is spells. So you need to keep Nereva out onto the field alongside Ill Aggressor, and you need to make sure that Nereva is constantly charged up with energy. So you have Free Summon to help charge up Nereva. You have Mukro Algesco to help charge up Nereva. And you have Scathach, who has a guaranteed transformation at the end of her turn, which again will charge up Nereva. If you have a Nereva +1, obviously that's better. I don't, so I just have a standard Nereva. But yeah, this deck is one of the most solid Ill Aggressor decks. And it's basically just a variant on my old Gold Jane deck. Because they have the same weaknesses, Jane and Ill Aggressor. So you build the deck to protect both of them in the same way. And both of them, obviously, they need to be in the center slot. The advantage to Ill-Aggressor is that if she's moved out of the center slot, it's no big deal. She'll simply return to your hand and refund her own cost. So, you know, cards like Mistletoe that shut down Jane decks don't shut down Ill-Aggressor. But cards like Mukro Algesco will, because it's an untargeted transformation. So be careful of those. Thras. Let me see. Actually, I don't know why I'm switching across to a different tab. I could just put it in there on top of Kingies. Okay, so Thras, your version of the Bard song. Let's see. I do not... Yeah. No, I see what you're going for, but you're trying to combine a Cursed Doll pseudo gimmick with a Trap pseudo gimmick, and I don't see that working. Both of them need to be dedicated towards... They're both very weak. They both have very, very... They're both very, very vulnerable decks, shall I say. The Cursed Doll decks and the Trap buff decks, they're both very, very vulnerable to particular things. AoE, in the particular case of the Trap and the Castle. And in terms of the Cursed Dolls, honestly, it's not that difficult for your opponent to either avoid them or transform them. So they're both extremely vulnerable, but they're extremely vulnerable to different things. And they don't really synergize with each other too well. I get what you're going for with the buff onto the Cursed Dolls to make them deal attack damage, but it's I wouldn't personally advise it. Again, both of them are gimmick decks, pseudo gimmick decks, and they're weak to different things, so you can't guard against the things they're weak against. Basically, you don't have enough cards. There's only 12 cards. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, interesting combination with the Cursed Painter and the Trap and the Castle. That has a chance of working. Although, again, I'm not really sure it will work out in your favor. The thing with the Cursed Dolls is they only gain value when your opponent smacks into them or when damage is done to them. And damage needs to be done to them reliably and ideally small amounts of damage, not large amounts of damage. So when you're running Cursed Doll decks, you're generally running Altar of Fire and the Blin Goblin hero, Blin Blin. Because that way you have a chance of activating the Cursed Dolls as often as possible. I've also seen somebody use the Awake hero rather than the Goblin Blin Blin hero for Cursed Doll decks, and that works out pretty well because that does buff their attack and also hits and hurts them. But yeah. Thras, this is Shinster deck you saw in one of my older videos. Yeah, and as you saw in my older video, I destroyed him. Imagine the problem is you can't find a Nerva. You've been trying to get her since for ages. Oh, really? She's fairly common in the player store. I mean, she's quite expensive, like 250,000, I think, the last time I saw her. Other more market-savvy people can tell you. But, yeah, I don't remember ever not seeing her. Still, if you haven't been able to find her, that's unfortunate. You like her in a different version, Clumsy Look. Yeah, I do like the SE version of Nerva as well, but that is very, very expensive. Thras is one card you didn't see. You think it wasn't a Bard's on Gold? Yeah, it probably wasn't a Bard's on Gold. No, but again, if you watched the video, you saw that I kind of creamed Shinster with the deck, and he said afterwards that he was experimenting with something, and he didn't stick with it. The Cursed Dolls deck need to be dedicated towards. Campus, you have the Gold Bard song, but it's not necessary. Not in the Trap deck, no, because you can just use Bloody Aurora. Johan, there's a C2 zombie card that hurts every turn all creatures. You're talking about Glathgavelin? I think you're talking about Glathgavelin. He's not a zombie, though. Let's restart that. C2. This guy. Glathgavelin. Imagine, so she's a better Jane, she doesn't damage your HP. Yes, in most cases she's a better Jane. The one area in which Ill-Aggressor is not a better Jane, well, no, two areas technically. One, she is, I'm pretty sure, more expensive than Jane, and two, she doesn't transform, which means that she doesn't help charge up Nerva. Those are the only areas in which she is actually weaker than Jane. In most cases, though, Ill-Aggressor is a much better Jane. I suppose he does kind of look a bit zombie-ish. Certainly, he's not though. He's one of the gods from Mabinogi, the MMO, Vindictus. as it's known, I think, in the EU. Certainly known as Vindictus, where I live. I like this guy. I actually got into the top 10 rookie arena with Glathgavelin once. What was I using? I was using something that reacted. I think I was using this one and Scathach and Battle for Sonata, and Glathgavelin would charge. Well, it wouldn't affect Scathach, and it would charge up Nata. It was fun. Imagine the G1 boss in Mabinogi. Fun fact: it's not a zombie; it's a cow, demonic destroyer of worlds, and blah blah blah. Cow, really? Oh well, no, I can see that. Yeah, the horns coming at the top. That would make him a bull, though, if he has horns, though, right? Not a cow. Kengi and wants to challenge Thrust to a trap battle. That would be weird. Fun though. Basically, whoever put their traps out first would lose. Actually, they would both lose, wouldn't they? Because they would just both die. I'm not sure how that would work. That would be weird. That would be very, very strange. I think it would come down to whoever happened to have Arrow of Revenge and just kept cycling that one through. Becca says, hello, welcome to the stream. Unfortunately, we are just wrapping up now. So, yes, we've gone through the Aggressor deck. We went through Trap Buff deck, Rage of Nature. Yeah, I've only ever seen that used in a gimmick deck before, and it wasn't a necessary card. It was just somebody going, haha, now you definitely can't beat me. So yeah, unfortunately, I can't really put one of those together at a moment's notice. You'd really need to get some dedicated build design around that, and even then it would only be kind of upper gold, lower platinum level ready. But Eel Aggressor's fine. She'll give you pretty much a guaranteed 60% win rate, more the better you are at using her. But she's a pretty easy deck to pilot, the Eel Aggressor. So yes, are there any more questions about the new CGC Lab cards, the tournament, or any decks that people might want some assistance with while we're here? Imagine Invictus Glath is hidden by Church's ultimate weapon to cleanse all Fomors and such. In the fight he gets one of his wings ripped, and guess what? In G1 he has just one wing when he gets reincarnated. Fair enough. I don't honestly remember that much about Vindictus. I really enjoyed it, but it's the kind of game that it's more fun when you have somebody else to play with. And I only ever had my brother to play with, and he wasn't that interested for a long period of time. Chengli, is it worth paying 30 packs to get Remiel? Is it a strong card? Yes. If you can afford it, then yes. Get the 30 packs to get Remiel. Don't worry about going further than that. No, there's no point doing checking out the challenges because I'm past them already. But yes, it's 30 packs to get the Remiel, 40 packs to get the Bonoba hero skin, which is okay. And then 50 packs to get the Scholar Petrarca, who is okay. He's good for building up the SIH card, so you can get the unique heroes unlocked. That's the skin, by the way. But otherwise, don't worry about it. But yeah, if you can afford the gems, go for Remiel. He's a good EXT card. He's one of the only good EXT cards. Yes, which is a shame, really. A lot of the EXT cards look like fun, but yeah. I have a Lufencia EXT and a Blue Book of Doom, or whatever it's called, EXT on my other account, which I'm trying to transfer across. Yeah. Okay. So yes, any more questions, suggestions, requests, or anything like that? Imagine you want a good-looking hero skin, but you don't spend money on the game. Got all your cards by farming, a lot of dedication. Well, same here, and I got a lot of gifts. People have been very generous to me, which is nice. Thank you so much. Camerai, Blue Book of Trolls. Yes, I forget, Blue Book of Destruction. That's what it's called. Yeah, it's on my other account. Doesn't matter what pack to buy to get him. Yeah, you can buy any pack. Doesn't matter. I would advise going for the Mutant Super Boosters. You get a lot of mutants that way. You can sell a lot of them off for more gold, and you can use your discount coupons. Bonoba, cute. Yes, she's cute. I like the Halloween Bonoba better. I like this. This is my favorite Bonoba skin. I think this is the best Bonoba skin. But this one's good too. Imagine you want the swimwear Lufencia you see in the story. Yes, for the plot, of course. The jiggly plot. Yes, that would be nice. They did do summer skins for some of the heroes, but yeah, I'm pretty sure there was no swimwear Lufencia. Which is a shame, but that's how it goes. Okay, so yeah, doesn't matter what pack you buy, and yes, try to aim for the Remiel. He's basically the only good EXT cards, which is nice. Calpesh, I love Juicy Gifts. Yes, Juicy Gifts are nice. I keep having to spend all the gems I get on Juicy Gifts, though, so I can get the cards to make videos with, but hey, it's all good fun. All right, any more questions then? We've been doing this for 2 hours, which is longer than I'd anticipated doing it for, but so it goes. Time to save up for summer. Yeah. Fingers crossed. Doubtful, though. They already removed the whole people jiggle when they get hit. And they renamed Girl Detective Christie to Detective Christie. So I think they're very, very sensitive to the social justice warrior demands right now. So it's really unlikely we'll get a swimwear skin. Because that would be considered to be too sexualized. Which is a shame, but so it goes. Alright, no more questions? No more requests? No more suggestions? Okay. Alright, well I will let the dog out, so you guys have another 5 seconds to think of questions. Alright, okay. Imagine it was a bit annoying and unrealistic for this way. No, that's fine. I enjoyed it because it happened with the fat guy as well. I thought that was hilarious. When you hit the fat guy, his entire belly and man boobs jiggled. I thought that was awesome. And I mean, as for unrealistic, really, what's realistic about literally any of this? Even their costumes aren't realistic. You think that hair is realistic? Ain't nobody got hair like that, son. The whole game's unrealistic, but it was fun before. It showed a certain lighthearted, we don't care, look, hit them and bouncy bouncy, and even the fat guy goes bouncy bouncy. It all just felt like a joke, and then people got serious about it, so they removed it. It's fine. Just, you know, wish people weren't so sensitive, is the thing. But that's just me. Certainly it doesn't ruin the game that they removed it. I just missed the big fat guy jiggling whenever you hit him. I thought that was hilarious. Anyway. Okay, so for everybody who is watching the archive footage or who has just popped in right now, I will just very quickly once again show everybody how to get into the lab, point out the currently the best cards, and then we will wrap it up. So you get into the lab by clicking on lab, no doi, enter, agree and enter. There we go. Go into the card test arena, and you go down to where this thing is here. You register a deck, any deck at all, doesn't matter. Then you click on it and you click change registered deck. Go to filter, go to show only test cards, and there you are. Easy peasy. Most of these cards will be changed and updated in the next 24 to 48 hours because the resource cost and attack and HP stats are wrong, but some of them are up and active. The hero with sloths, goblins, you've got his name. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Daniel, 40 cards for the skin means 800 plus gems for that skin. Yes, yeah, it's expensive. So only go for it if you really, really like the skin. For most people, I wouldn't advise it. Get the 30 booster packs for Remiel because he's a good card, but don't worry about the rest of it. Mods! Okay. Okay, Johan, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. All right. And we will finish there. So, lid goes on the Arc Juice. I will put, and the 20 brackets. Neon, I will be posting the 20 brackets up on the Discord once the stream is finished. I will put on my tinfoil hat while I talk about my favorite cards that are currently active. Good, so DevCat doesn't nerf any of them. Alright, current favorite cards. I'm liking the Golden Garden Apple Tree. That's a lot of fun. Constant spawner, really enjoyable. I really enjoy Veronica. I think she's a very, very good card at level 3. Obviously, it remains to be seen what her resources and stat costs are. And I really, really enjoy Materio because he summons a sword when he first appears and then he deals massive AoEs, basically a mini Warlord Shurika. It's fantastic. I love that guy. In terms of meta-competitive cards, things we're going to see popping up in a big way, I suspect it's really just going to be the Hunter Piole at the moment. The other cards, it remains to be seen what their abilities actually are when DevCat patches that in. But right now, Hunter Piole, technically, if you play him right, a free removal spell. Very, very powerful. So, interesting card so far, and there's a lot here, as you can see, that just don't have their stats, abilities, or cost in place yet, so it'll be interesting to see what DevCat does with that. Margin for the Queen too, yes. And we're hoping that the Succubus Queen is actually going to make the Succubuses viable. Fingers crossed. Who knows? Who knows? Cowpatch, you don't like Materio much? I do. I think he's really, really enjoyable. Very, very strong and fun. He's not going to be a big meta card. You're not going to see him in top 10 or anything like that. But for what he does, I really enjoy him. He's an enjoyable card, and he's not that bad. His stats will obviously make a big, big difference. If they're too low, then he'll be unplayable. But if they're decent, then I can see him being used in some decks to good effect. Okay, oh, and we have, yes, I forgot about these. I have a gift from Raiki. Thank you very much. 2 gifts, in fact, from Raiki. 15 gems. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Okay. That will all go. And a gift from Gioconda. Thank you, Gioconda. I really appreciate it. I need as many golden gems as I can possibly get. Their outfits are so classic Italian. Yeah, they really are. Not the Succubus, but the rest of them, yeah. I mean, they're all Italian or Greek-sounding names, you know. The Navashu and Piolet. So, it's pretty cool. It just costs too much, but yeah, but his effect is incredibly powerful. A guaranteed 16 damage AoE at level 3. Guaranteed. It's very, very powerful if you can, and especially if you can keep him around for the next turn. But yeah, it remains to be seen. If his stats are good, then he'll see some play. If his stats are bad, then he won't. Even if his stats are good, he's not going to be top 10 card. But he might still be fun. You might still be able to make some platinum decks with him in it. And that's really what it's all about. Okay, so that is it from me. I will link the Discord chat. Wow, so many messages. Okay, I'm going to link the Discord chat link down below. Kapesh, you're very welcome. Thank you for stopping by. So there's a Discord. If you want to get involved in the tournament, either playing or planning, stop by the Discord thing if you would like to play any games, Mabinogi Duel or otherwise, or just want to talk to me and the 70-odd people that have signed up, which is quite surprising in the last couple of weeks. Stop on by at the Discord server. All are welcome. So yeah, come on by. Have some fun. And that's about it. So, yeah. Tournament is this weekend, so make sure that if you're playing, you've submitted your decks to me by Friday, and for everybody else, just mark it on your calendar. Saturday and Sunday this weekend, 3 p.m. GMT, and there will be prizes for literally everybody who participates in the tournament. So that's it for me, and that's it for this stream. Thanks everybody for watching, and a special thank you to everyone who got involved in the chat. I really appreciate it. And of course, as always, an extra special, super duper, heartfelt thank you to all the Arcanauts who have subscribed so far. Until next time, peeps and peepettes, have fun and good luck.